Hello, my name is Nick Joseph. I played Major Arthul Hextrophon in Star Wars A New Hope. When I left school, my father got me a job at the company he worked as a apprentice electrician, but it wasn't for me, and that was it really. So I found myself going to drama school. I went to drama school in East 15, Loughton, Essex. And once I came out of that, I found myself a little agency, unbeknowing at the time that she only did background artists. But I took a job as a background artist for the BBC. It was called Clay Hanger. I played the supervisor of the potteries in Victorian times. And I was just sort of standing in the crowd. I got picked out, head and shoulders and stuff, and lunch break the first assistant came to me and said, director said, could you do a couple of lines for him? I said, of course, yes. So they gave me 6 sheets of paper to learn in an hour. Obviously not all that was my lines, but some before and some after, but 6 sheets of paper to get into that brain box. And anyway, we did a couple of shots straight after lunch. They seemed happy about it, so that was it. And I thought to myself, well, this is okay, I'll go and get myself a proper agent. And that was it. I got another agent, and that was it. Bob's your uncle now, isn't it? Well, the agent at the time I had, she phoned me and said, you're free for a couple of weeks. Would you be interested in doing a little feature in a thing called Star Wars? It's a cheap film. So I said, if I'm not doing anything, yes. So that was it. I then had to go to an interview. A few people there. I didn't know who they were. Now I do, because one was George Lucas. And I got the job, and a couple of days later I got a phone call, go to London and get a fitting. I walked into, I think it was Moss Bros at the time, I'm not quite certain about it now, it's a long time ago. And I walked in there and they went, oh. I said, what's wrong? They said, well, we were expecting somebody a bit taller than you. I said, well, give me a grow bag and I'll grow overnight if you like. Anyway, they found a costume which fitted the... if you look very carefully at that movie, my top is different to my trousers. But nobody made any difference, so that was the part of it then. And then, as I say, a couple of days later, got a call to go to the studios and do the shoot. Great. Wasn't given a name at the time. It was just say that you're the medal bearer. And I said, well, what do we do? He said, well, when we get to the set, obviously, we'll give you all the information, but you only have one medal to give to one particular person. Didn't know who it was at the time until, we got to the set, and that was it. In the movie, the major wasn't a major until the war broke out. He was just Arthul Hextrophon because his character is a historian. And I was just known as Arthul Hextrophon, the medal bearer. And then I got the major as a non-combat officer. Well, from the start, we had a good talk. The first, before I even went into doing the medal ceremony, I had to be doing the another scene where I was sitting down and taking notes from the generals and the rest of the dignitary, because they had planned the attack. So Arthul Hextrophon was there at the time taking notes, and once that had all finished, obviously then the war began, and after the war I had the medal of Medal of Yavin, which was presented to Han Solo. Now there's a little story to that, because what actually happened sometime before all this started, Arthul Hextrophon was captured by the Zygerian slavers and enslaved on board their ship. He was there for a number of days, and all of a sudden the ship rocked, an explosion, and Arthul Hextrophon jumped. In ran Han Solo and Chewbacca and rescued him, and that's why Han Solo received the first medal. Well, the costume, as I said earlier, was bits and pieces really. As I say, the jacket and trousers never matched, but the cap I had to be altered to fit my head. And coming off from there, on the day of the shoot, makeup, I was there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was picked up from home, driven to the studios, straight into makeup. There wasn't a great deal of makeup. It was just comb your hair really and a bit of dusting down. And that was it really, because not being one of the main characters, didn't really need it. But it was okay, no probs. No, everything we did was in the studios. Yeah, and I did the briefing room scene, and then the medal ceremony. That was just the two scenes that I did, plus the fact we had lots of close-ups and stuff like that to do. So all in all, I was there for about 15 days. So that turned out from 2 days to 15, quite nice. The briefing room scene, we were taking that in, I think it was 3 or 4 days with that. And then with the medal ceremony, we did 3 days. Yes, it was 3 days for that. And I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 days for the briefing room. But once we did all those scenes, then we had, as I say, we did the close-ups after all that. There is, at the moment, a picture up on Facebook where the princess is awarding Han Solo his medal. You can't see me, but I'm to the right of the camera, just waiting to get into that scene because of the close-up shots they wanted. Harrison Ford, yeah, I mean, he's a good actor. At the time, he was very distant, really. He wasn't sort of like Carrie or Mark Hamill, where we could talk to him. You know, he used to come on to the set, do his scene, stay there just to make sure everything was right, and then disappear, go back to his caravan or room wherever he was at the time. But it was okay, you could speak to him, there's not a real problem there, but as I say, he was a bit more distant than the other two. Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, a great guy, very nice guy to speak to. Not a problem, he used to go in, morning everybody, and that was it. Everybody got on very well with him, and he could say what he wanted to say about the scene or his personal life, really. And yeah, great guy, very nice. I haven't met him since the movie, but I've been trying to get hold of him, and no, I just can't find out where he is. Well, Carrie was a girl you could never turn your back on. Oh dear. And there's one little story there. I was talking to Mark Hamill, and he was facing me, and he started to smile. I thought, what's he smiling at? As I went to turn round, I had a cup of water thrown all over me, and it was Carrie from behind me. She said, "Gotcha." I said, "I'm going to get you back." Unfortunately, I never did, because poor girl now, she's gone. But she was a lovely girl to talk to and have a good laugh with. It's a shame that she's gone, but there you are. That's life. But I did meet my favourite actor. I bet you can't guess who that is. Sir Alec Guinness. What a wonderful man he was. He was absolutely fantastic. He's just a real gentleman. He really, really was. There was nobody he didn't want to speak to. Everybody spoke to him. And you could get a nice answer from him. But he's my favourite actor of always. Everything he's done, I've always liked his acting. In fact, I've always looked upon him as something I can look down to and try and get some of his actions in. But that's life again. Another one who's gone. Yes, I had a couple of little words with George Lucas. Mainly is because we had a funny little scene coming up into the medal bearing scene when the three main actors were walking down to come up the steps. Somebody let one go. Somebody farted, and because everybody cracked, and that was it. We had to cut. We did that 5 times, and in the end, George Lucas was saying that we've got to get on because we haven't got the money. So let's get it going. So we started again, and the medals were presented, and then we got a shoot of Carrie giving Han Solo his medal. Just between the two of them, you can just about see me, and I shouted out to her, "Who farted, Carrie?" Because that started everybody off again. And George Lucas said, "Nick, we need to get this done." It was just the fact of not knowing what the movie would be like. At the time, it was just go in, do the job, go home, wait for your check to arrive. And then some time later, when the movie came out, we got an invitation to go to the first showing up in London. It was Tottenham Court Road, I think it was now, at the Dominion. And after the movie was finished, we came out, and there was just absolutely hundreds and thousands of people outside. Oh, I didn't say hundreds of thousands, hundreds or thousands of people outside. And that's when we thought, bosh, we've got it, we've done it. There's the biggest movie ever. And what have we got now? Most iconic movie, isn't it? It's wonderful. Even now, I mean, I have a copy of the actual ticket I've got now. Yes, I've got another convention in Queensland, Australia. That's at the Sunshine Coast in a place called Malini, and that's in December the 30th, 2023. I fly out on the 14th, yes, the 14th of December, and then we sort that out and get that done. And then I go down to Sydney and do a couple of days down there of filming of something that we started in Wandsworth, and hopefully to get all that done and done with. So fingers crossed, will be it. Top of the league again. It's my pleasure, Andrew, and hope to see you again. May the force be with you.